Okay, I'm going to tell you about an everyday kid from an everyday working family, stable home, love, laughter, food on the table. You know, quite good, bright, intuitive, intelligent. Well, reasonably intelligent. You know, when I got a bit older, I got to sort of senior school, and I was one of those kids that didn't quite know how to fit in, didn't know how to be part of. A real case of, like, you know, confused.com, like really massive case of that. And I found escapism, whatever, fun, excitement, danger in substances. And the problem with that for me, though, is that I'm an addict. I'm an addict through and through. And at 18 years old, I picked up very powerful, very addictive substances. And the truth is, I just didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't have a clue. Fast forward a little bit, past 21, I picked up a needle and I became an IV drug user. I'm 46 today, and I've been an IV user till I was 45, 44 and a half, whatever it is. So yeah, and very quickly from that point on, my life descended into sheer suffering, pain, and malevolent misery. Destructive, chaotic, yeah, really dark, as for me, as dark as you want to get. Needless to say, very soon I contracted hepatitis C. Didn't have a clue what it was, didn't even know that it meant inflammation of your liver, didn't know that. And at the time, I'm going back roughly 20 years, and like my friend over here, I went to the doctors, was given lots of misinformation back at the time. You know, he told me that, oh, people live with this for however long, it doesn't even bother you, you'll be fine, you might even get no side effects or symptoms, you know. He didn't want to tell me that for 60 minutes of every hour, for 24 hours of every day, that virus is attacking my liver, replicating. And one day I'm going to wake up yellow with a cirrhotic liver, and if I don't get a liver transplant, it's too late and I'm going to be dead. I remember telling my parents, because despite the trauma I put them through on a daily basis and sheer heartache, they still loved me, they still cared for me, and they would still, at times when it was very cold and I was very wet and I'd not eaten for days, they would still let me in the house. And I thought I should tell them, so I told my parents. And to this day, I remember the pain etched on my mum's face and the look of fear. And I don't forget that. And then every time I stayed there after that, they gave me a separate towel to use that couldn't touch anybody else's towel. I used separate cutlery. And it's simply because, it wasn't because they just didn't, they were scared, they were afraid, you know, they were very afraid. Yeah, and I'd heard about, I'd had the interferon. I felt suicidal. You say that, so, you know, people say that word very easy, suicide. I did not want to live. I didn't want to live. I felt suicidal, it was bad. And needless to say, I just stopped it. I stopped halfway through. I didn't do as many weeks as you did. Well, I commend you on that. Because, yeah, and I thought, and because of the information I received from the doctor, I just thought, well, it's okay. I didn't know that because there's no nerve endings in my liver, and that it doesn't announce any pain whatsoever, that really my liver's screaming in agony, but I'm not feeling it. So I just thought, everything's okay, I'll just carry on, and maybe I'll deal with it in 30, 40 years, or whatever it is, or whatever happens. And to be honest, it kind of, it was easier for me to bury it and carry on in my drug addiction. But anyway, I got clean, and I got tested by my amazing colleague, Philippe. I was in a dry house organisation, he came and tested me. And I knew I had the virus, but I had no idea that people that like me could still get treatment or use it or not. I mean, I had stopped using it, but for a long time I didn't realise that people could get treatment. And I didn't know the treatment had changed. I didn't know I could take one tablet a day. One tablet a day. And it would get rid of my hepatitis. And do you know the most ironic thing as well is I've completed my course of tablets, 12 weeks, one tablet a day. And I had my scan from the nurse, and she had to do it again because my score was so good. And the most ironic thing is, I've now got a healthier liver than probably most of you people in this room. And now, today, my life is monumentally different from where I was. the team in Birmingham is an amazing team. I'm doing some volunteer with the Hep C Trust, and what has become very apparent to me is the therapeutic value of somebody with lived experience helping somebody else is unparalleled. It really is. And that's not to say that our team isn't diverse and is made up of people without lived experience that are compassionate, empathetic, that have got love, respect and care. And I find that combination, second to none, invaluable.